Hello, Craig.
Craig has no idea what he's in for today.
He's scared.
Yeah, he's petrified. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the After Dark Film Society. I'm Sunny.
I'm Ashley.
I'm
Chloe.
B.
Oh, that's my fault.
What the
Chloe.
fuck was that?
It's
Oh
been
my
a minute
God.
since we've done this.
Oh no! Oh no! We dicked it.
Look, if you're listening to this episode, you probably know who we are. Like,
Yeah, honestly.
this is the first thing you're listening to. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just blowy now.
Today we have another special episode. It feels like everything we do is special, but everything we do together is special.
Exactly.
Aw.
We are doing my birthday selection. And
Yay.
because it was my birthday last week,
What?
and
Sorry.
it's okay.
I'm being your soundboard / hype man.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But yeah, we all watched 2 movies together. Here's the thing. These guys, I know that it isn't like that you don't like horror, because I know you guys like some horror movies, but we watched a specific brand of horror that I know you guys are not like that deep into, which is fine. And I didn't pick these movies, I promise, just to be like, haha, torture porn. I picked it because I think these movies are so stupid. And I think you guys would enjoy the like soap opera that they put on in these movies if they had all of the people getting cut open removed from it.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the people getting cut open really adds the sparkle to it.
Hot pink blood.
Yeah. My blood is hot pink and sparkly.
Exactly.
We watched the first Saw movie and we watched Saw 7, which is kind of the cap off of the Saw franchise. And these guys have not watched anything in between. I have seen every Saw movie except for Jigsaw and Spiral because I don't really think those movies are canon, so I don't care. But I've seen every other Saw movie, and I know everything that happened in between, but these guys don't. So they've just watched the first and last Saw movie. And we're going to talk about both of the movies kind of individually, but really this experiment is what do they think happened in between the end of Saw 1 and the beginning of Saw 3D. But I think first, let's just. The first question I want to ask you guys is before we watched these movies, what was your impression of what Saw was? Like, I'm sure a lot of people are aware of kind of the iconography of it and how it kind of launched this kind of subsection of horror film, of torture porn. But what did you guys know about the movies before even going into it?
So the only thing I knew about the first one was guy cuts leg off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the whole thing is he cuts his foot on, and that was really shocking at the time.
Well, I told you guys right after we watched it. So I love collecting physical media, and I have over like 1,000 DVDs at home, and it's because I'll go to garage sales, and I have obtained some Saw DVDs despite the fact I haven't watched any of them. And like the DVD doesn't have the title on it, doesn't have anything on it but an image of a severed foot.
Which,
So
like,
I
kinda
knew.
gives away the game.
So I knew that part of it, and then obviously I knew about, like, the puppet on his tricycle, and that was about it. But was he even on a tricycle in the first movie now? I can't remember. I've
Yeah.
seen so much of him now.
When Amanda, cut that guy open to get out of the reverse bear trap, he rolled up
Yes.
afterwards and was like, "You wanna live, so you get to go free."
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, like, the foot getting cut off is really iconic. Billy the Puppet, "I wanna play a game," like, the idea of Jigsaw, I think, is pretty, like, well solidified in the, like, public subconscious, especially in, like, cinema groups. But I think a lot of people are not familiar with the like drama aspect of the movies, which is really when I say I love the Saw franchise, I'm not really talking about like, you know, people plucking their eyes out and stuff. I'm talking about the like stupid fucking plot that they integrated throughout the series. But let, for the first movie, it's about these two guys who are stuck in a bathroom,
Yep.
and
Where else can you go from there? Two guys stuck in bathroom movie.
5 feet
so
apart.
Because they're not gay. Or are they?
well, I say two. There's actually a guy in the middle of the bathroom who seems to have ended his life, as has just laying there to, whatever he's doing there. But the
He's a
reason
chaperone.
Yeah, he's observing. He's making sure they don't cheat. The reason that this movie seems and feels like it was made with a stick of gum and a dream is because it was. So James Wan, who directed it, and Lee Whannell, who wrote the movie and played Adam, were both buddies in film school. And Lee wrote this script in 2001. They tried to shop it around in Australia, where they're from, but no one would buy it. So they made a short film, which has been called Saw Point Five, where essentially Lee does Amanda's character with the reverse bear trap. That's not really important, but they shopped that around in Hollywood, and then these three guys picked it up and they made the production company Twisted Pictures and financed it like that. And they got Carrie Elwes on board, they got Danny Glover and Tobin Bell, and they loved the script, and they made this movie for like $1 million. Which, I mean, it's so like fascinating, like why, how that happened. Because I think when we watch it now, it's just this very kind of simplistic, like, but it's so, the reason it's, they've just set it in a bathroom because they needed to set a movie in one place because they didn't have money to go to a bunch of different places. And they had, only a few cast members. They only had Danny Glover for like 2 days to film this movie. So he did all of his scenes over like a weekend.
Which is real as hell.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to be in this much longer than that either. But we learn about this serial killer called Jigsaw. They've called him the Jigsaw Killer. And did anyone realize, like, ideology is about why he's making these traps for people?
Because you gotta appreciate life, man.
Yeah, so he has this idea that like if you have the will to live, you'll go through massive amounts of pain to continue living. Um, and we'll get into this in a little bit because this ideology gets expanded on throughout the movies. But in this first one, it really is just like this guy just wants to kill people.
Yeah.
Um, so there's one of his victims he put in a box of barbed wire because he cuts himself, which is not funny.
No, it's hilarious.
Um,
Oh no, Mr. Jigsaw. Please don't put me in a box where I have to harm myself further.
and there's another guy who he he covers in flammable lube and says you have to put in a combination for the safe to get out. But the combination is on the wall, and the only way you can see the wall is by turning on a lighter. The guy sets himself on fire.
You're having too much fun with this already. It's been like 2 minutes and you're like,
I fucking love these movies, man. So yeah, but Adam,
baby girl.
my baby, Adam and Carrie Elwes are doing their hardest American accent that they possibly can and not doing it well.
Boy, how they try.
How they try. In the bathroom, they are given like a series of tasks of like you have to find the saw and then they have to like turn off the lights and see the X on the wall and they have to break the mirror and all of this because Jigsaw says to Dr. Gordon, "You don't appreciate your beautiful family enough. So if you want to see your family again, if you want your family to live, you have to kill Adam." And Adam is told, "You don't appreciate your life. So get fucked." Thoughts on Carrie Elwes and Lee Winnell, other than their accents aren't very good?
Okay. That's all.
I mean, let's talk about it. Why did they touch foreheads like that?
And why did he say I need you like that? Why did they have a weird embrace on the floor?
Like
Why was
grabbing shirts, pulling each other closer.
Adam was still reaching for him even when he knew he was gone?
I get
Like,
it was
what
like
was that?
trauma bonding, but like there was not enough to lead up to the how hard they bonded but there at the end.
I don't know what you're talking about. This guy just watched this man cut off his foot to save his family. I'd be in love with that too.
Yeah, that's
I
hardcore as
will
hell.
say, I will say, this movie's completely unrealistic. No man loves his family like that.
Ooh, no. Oh, real though.
I mean, I'm not sure he even loves his family like that, or Jigsaw's not. Because why is he in this saw trap?
Uh, he's cheating on his wife.
Wife.
Look, look, with his employee too. And he doesn't spend time with his like 7-year-old daughter, who his wife and his daughter are being held hostage by who they think is the Jigsaw killer. But then, I should have said this, spoilers, but like this movie's been out for 22 years, so
Do better.
yeah. What's the twist?
That the guy who's holding them hostage is also being held hostage by the Jigsaw killer. So it's a cycle, and that's it.
Well, who's the Jigsaw killer?
The guy on the floor who's face down, ass up for like an hour and a half.
who
No,
they
literally,
think is
no.
dead.
He just gets up at the end and goes, "Okay,
Okay, bye-bye.
bye-bye. Goodbye."
But
I
really
honestly don't
the
know how he laid that still, though. Like, I was thinking about that. Like, not even, like, breathing. What how?
And he was covered
so
in poisoned blood as well from his like
okay,
fake exploded head.
the blood wasn't actually poisoned, it was fake. And the second or third movie, they explain that he took some kind of drug that paralyzed him for
Okay.
however many hours. So it didn't look like he was breathing, which is bullshit, but like that's what they say. What
You
do you
mean they
guys
would
think?
lie? You mean they
Oh,
would
do I
lie
think
to
they
us
would
like that?
lie to me?
Yeah, would John Saw lie to
No.
people about their blood being poisoned?
I mean, he would, yeah.
God damn it.
I'm curious what you guys think about Adam. He's been left behind in the bathroom. So Carrie Ellis cuts off his foot and he says, I'm gonna go get help. And he crawls out of the room with his long pant leg. Um,
Mm.
Wait,
and
before we get into that, didn't the actor actually lay there too for the whole movie?
so Tobin Bell, who plays John Jigsaw, actually laid in that bloody soup for however long they were filming it. He actually laid there. That wasn't a dummy, and he wanted to do it. They didn't ask him to do that.
You know how in like Alvin and the Chipmunks Chipwrecked, David Cross, who plays Uncle Ian, like actually offered to be in like that seagull suit the whole time?
I've never seen that movie,
I
so
have
no, I
also
don't know
never
what you
seen
mean.
this film.
Psychologically, these two movies are the same.
There's a connection here.
Yeah, yeah, no, put the red string up. We'll come back to that. Um, but so the guy Jigsaw gets up, and what does he say to Adam?
Game over, faggot.
He does he does not say that. He says the key to your chain is in the bathtub.
True, he does say that.
And the key to his chain went down the drain the instant he woke up.
Yerp.
So, do you guys think Adam got a fair chance in his game?
No.
No.
If he had a key to get out of the chain, that would imply that throughout their trap, he would have been able to move freely around the room, right? So they wouldn't
Yes.
have had to do that throw me the saw bullshit.
Also, they gave up on sawing the chains really fast. I'm going to be honest.
Well, Adam broke his saw trying to do it.
Well, skill issue.
Okay.
I don't know, I just think it was like the first Saw movie was just really well executed and it still holds up as a great movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Standalone,
lie,
yeah.
I really liked it. Like, and I'm not big on like gory horror movies or anything. And I actually was like, damn, this is good.
There is something wrong with it in the best way, and that excludes the scene where Adam puts his hand in the toilet water because that
Literally.
traumatized me more than any of the
The
gore
pee
traps.
toilet water.
I'm trying to think now in the other movies if that was real or if they made fake poop or if someone actually shit in the toilet.
And then drew a heart above it.
Jigsaw
No,
actually just took a quick dump
it
before
was
setting up.
it was actually Tobin Bell. He was like, I want to lay on the floor the whole time, and I also want to take a fat shit in the toilet. Well, he's laying there that long. He has to go shit at some point, probably.
Go shit, girl. I mean, if you haven't seen it, It's like the best movie ever, dude.
I don't know, it's
It's
just really good. It's because usually the things that we talk about on here are not bad, or they are bad, but this one is really good. So I can't think of any goofs and gaffs and laughs to say about it because it's just a good movie.
um, did you like how they showed that flashback to Dr. Gordon in the parking lot 3 times?
Yeah, yeah.
Just in case you
Um,
didn't see it the first time.
yeah, and I think a really fun game to play while watching it would be take a shot every time one of their accent slips.
They tried to frame me for the murders.
For the murders.
For the murders.
Like, we know who you are, man.
We know where you're from.
Yeah, you can't escape it.
Westminster. Um, the other thing I wanted to say about the flashbacks is the flashbacks in the Saw franchise become so fucking convoluted. We might get into it, but they will do this thing between movies where they'll show and establish facts that happened in the past. And then in the next movie, they'll be like, all right, and if you just turned the camera slightly to the right, you would see there's another character there, and they're integral to the thing that happened in the past that we already established. Therefore, like your interpretation of the flashback from the movie before is moot. And I can't remember who said this, but someone online once said that the Saw movies are just a series of flashbacks to a present day that doesn't come.
True. True. Like, I don't
Um,
know, and every time they do a flashback, they're like, "But what if we gave you the flashback? The same one as before, but this time 3 inches to the left."
literally, they do it several times in
And I think with, like, because I've only seen the first one and the 7th one, and the 7th one was just like, "Just in case you forgot this is the guy cuts his own foot off franchise, here's the guy cutting his foot off just so you can remember where we came from."
they do that a lot in the other remember this? Remember this guy? They were doing
Just
like uh second screen film creation before that was a thing. It's like if you're
God.
too stupid to remember, here's what happened. Um, but yeah, I think let's get into the seventh movie, I guess.
Ugh.
Um, this movie fucking sucks. Like,
So
there's
unlike the first movie, this one is not good. This
this
one
one.
is bad.
So, but how does it start?
It opens up on like a public saw trap
Well,
where
before
this
that.
They just redo the whole first movie in flashback scenes.
Well, then we
You
see
watch
Carrie
him drag
Ellis
himself down the hall limbless.
dragging him and his bloody stump down the and he's aged 6 years and gained 20 pounds maybe, and that's not a dig on him. Gain weight, lose weight, it's not my business. But if you watch these movies back to back, it's really obvious that like was not made at the same time.
Lost a limb and
um
gained a pound.
right, exactly. Um, but anyway, B, speak on the public saw trap.
there's a woman on the ceiling, which is funny. But you don't notice her at first because there's two guys and they have like a saw,
Oh my God, like
like
the
a
movie?
yeah, they got like the saw trademark of a saw, but like a big circle saw, whatever those bitches are called, and they're strapped to it. And then it cuts to the woman on the fucking ceiling, and then Jigsaw, our guy, is like, "Oh hey, she's been cheating on you guys, both of you. So we just gotta kill all of you."
Wait. They're like, we just need to find out which of you guys is the alpha male in front of all of these people.
She's
And they do
toxic,
use
says Billy the puppet.
and they do use the term alpha male, which for 2010, I don't know. I
Awesome.
think this is where the manosphere originated, to be
Uh,
honest.
you're joking? I'm not joking.
You think I'm joking? I'm not joking, bitch.
But how does that trap end?
Everybody dies.
They
No,
decide that the bitch isn't worth it, and they push their saws, like, even, so instead of cutting each other, they just fucking kill her, which is crazy work.
gay.
Mind you,
So
there's, like, all the people on the street, only, like, one woman tries to break the glass, and everyone
okay,
else is just casually watching this, too.
how does she try to break the glass?
With her briefcase, and she
With the
just starts
flat
slamming
end of her briefcase.
like
Well,
it's
she
gonna do anything.
tried.
But everyone else is just standing and watching, which is probably commentary on society. Well, so let's talk about the blood real quick. This movie was meant to be seen with 3D glasses on, but since no one has 3D glasses anymore and no one makes 3D movies anymore, the blood and guts just look like Pepto-Bismol, and
They do.
it like I don't know about you guys, but that really takes it out for me. Like I I already watch these movies and just die laughing when someone dies. But
Once
when
again, you're having too much fun with this, Sonny.
I look, it's funny when people die.
Uh-huh.
Instead of
Hold on.
the quote on the list, you may be going on a list.
Literally.
What list? I'm not a pedophile. I just think it's funny to die. Like what the funniest shit you can do is die. After all of that, you're gonna stop existing?
True. Skill
Um,
issue.
okay, but I actually want you guys to let's get into what happens in Saw 3D, and I want you guys to try to explain it.
Well, going to like the back to the blood thing and how it looks like Pepto-Bismol the whole time, it actually starts off looking kind of red, but then the more the movie goes on, the goofier it gets, and it's like they all kind of gave up because they knew it was bad.
Yeah, I believe that.
How? So there's a support group now for
Sawtooth
survivors.
survivors, yeah.
Um, and there's one guy named Bobby.
Bye.
Bobby, who is I'm not, well, I can't spoil that bit yet. We gotta, he's the leader of this support group, and he is so this one woman in the support group had to cut off her arm, and another woman had to kill her abusive partner, and she was talking about how traumatized she is, and then the woman who cut off her own arm was like, do you know the worst thing about cutting off my own arm was handicapped parking at the
Well,
mall, which
well,
is
okay.
crazy.
Hang on, hang on, hang on. I feel like you're misrepresenting what happened in that scene. Because what the woman is talking about who killed her husband through lawnmowers, um, is she's saying that she's traumatized by the event, but that when it happened, she felt free. She felt like now that she'd killed her abusive ex-husband, she could live life, live, laugh, love. And that is what the woman who cut off her arm is saying is bullshit. Because uh you shouldn't have to kill someone to escape an abusive relationship. You shouldn't have to be put in a saw trap to escape an abusive relationship. But that woman who cut off her arm, that is either I believe it's the beginning of Saw 5. or you see that happen. She won a contest to be in a Saw movie. She was on Scream Queens,
Oh no.
and
Well,
she
and doesn't
won
she say
Scream.
that the best thing to happen to her after cutting off her arm is handicap parking at the mall?
Yeah,
'Cause she's like, "I
the
don't have to
best
walk."
thing that came out of her having to cut off her arm was getting handicap parking. She doesn't feel that her life is better or
Yeah.
more, but was what let's go on about this support group. Who
So
is in this support group?
sitting in the shadows or leading?
Well, let's talk about the guy who's leading it first, Bobby.
He is filming the whole thing and he's like, "These are my scars," and he opens his shirt and it's like not much compared to the
Cutting off
woman
your
who
arm?
got it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then he's like, "And I need to thank my beautiful support, my wife Joyce." And then she goes up, and then they kiss, and the whole thing is like really cheesy, over the top. But sitting in the shadows, doing a stereotypical slow clap after, it's like the reveal of a century, is Dr. Lawrence from the first one.
He has a limp
So,
now.
well, he cut off his foot. Like I hit my foot on something and I'm limping for days. No wonder But so this guy Bobby, the reason he's leading the support group, and the reason he's doing this whole thing of here's my scars and here's my beautiful wife, is he's written a book about surviving a jigsaw trap, and about like how he feels like after surviving it, how he feels about his life, and he's going on this whole press tour about it. The reason this is important is because he is lying and he is put in a saw trap. Um, do we want to talk about his game before we get into like what goes on with the police and Hoffman?
There's so
Or do we
much
not
going
want to
on.
talk about the fish hook?
The fish hook is bad and I hate it. I don't wanna
Yeah,
talk about it.
the fish hook and the daggers in the eyes one, uh those ones get me pretty bad, of all the traps. Um I just think it's funny that when he finally gets the fish hook out, she keeps screaming and the spikes close in and she gets stabbed in the neck and he goes, "Why couldn't you just shut the fuck up?"
Yeah, but to be
Which is crazy
fair,
because I think you would be screaming too if somebody was pulling, like, a fish hook out of
Yeah, but
your freaking
he's
socket.
trying to get her to live.
Yeah.
His buddy like hangs himself. He has to pull out his teeth to get a combination into where his wife is being held. And then his big story is he had to put these hooks into his pectoral muscles and pull himself up to safety or whatever. And then he's told you have to put hooks into your pectoral muscles, pull yourself up, and plug something in to get your wife free. He puts the hooks in. He gets like literally a centimeter away from plugging in the thing, and then his chest just rips open and he falls, and then his wife is burned alive. And then
but
that's
can
the
we
end.
talk about, the kind of scene with the car?
Okay, so let's get into what happens with the police. So, what you won't hear is that the Saw movies are actually just a very elaborate episode of Law and Order. And um, so one of the traps that gets set up is for four neo-Nazis. One of them is just Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park.
Rest in peace, King.
Rest in peace. He is glued to the front seat and he has to get free so that he can free his girlfriend and his buddies, but he does not get free, which leads to the most like Looney Tunes fucking deaths of, of the movie.
Because the whole time Chester Bennington's character is glued to the seat of a car, but not just regular glue, like I don't even know what that could be, like evil
Super
super
glue.
glue,
Skin to leather, super
Yeah.
glued.
bonding agent.
Yeah. Um, he doesn't get free, and so the car falls onto his girlfriend, and it goes forward and it pulls out the arms and jaw of one of his friends and then rams into another one of his friends. And then when the car comes to a crashing stop, he flies through the windshield.
Uh-huh.
And all the commentary we get is, you're a racist, you're a racist, you're a racist, good luck.
Good luck. So, the idea of Jigsaw is that his traps are designed so that people will hurt themselves but not kill themselves to be free. Like the design of the traps is for these people to get out alive. Do you guys
Mhm.
think there was any way for those people to survive that
No.
trap?
0.
I don't think in that one, no.
Because we'll get into it, but there's this guy called Hoffman. Who is he?
Couldn't tell you, honestly. Is he a good guy? Is he a bad guy? I don't even know anymore.
Chloe Ashley thoughts?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
So no one knows who Hoffman is. Who's Jill?
Is Jill the baddie that Hoffman murks?
Yes.
Bear trap
She's the
lady.
Bear Trap
she's
Lady.
the wife of Jigsaw.
She is. So Hoffman, you wouldn't know this because we haven't watched the other movies, but by movie 7, Hoffman has devolved greatly. He was one of Jigsaw's apprentices, along with this other character called Amanda, who died in the 3rd movie, so don't worry about it.
Okay, rest in peace, Amanda.
He Jigsaw wanted to trust Hoffman to continue on his work, but
Mhm.
quickly realized that Hoffman is just a fucking psychopath. Just a guy who just wants to kill people.
Yeah. Like, I
And
honestly was like, "Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy?" I don't even know. Like, who is he? What is this?
so he was a detective investigating the Jigsaw murders while also doing some of the Jigsaw murders. So he's the one who was supposed to set up all of these traps along with Amanda, um, so that when Jigsaw died, the traps would keep going. That didn't end up happening because Hoffman just wants to kill people. He doesn't actually believe in Jigsaw's ideology. And like Jigsaw probably just wants to kill people too. I mean, there's not really much to say about like the police procedural of this because Hoffman basically just kills everyone. But what's the twist of this movie? What's the big twist? Because there's always a twist in a Saw movie.
Hoffman gets shanked by people in pig masks, and you know who one of those people is?
Ooh.
Dr. Larry.
Flashback, flashback,
No!
flashback.
Flashback, flashback, flash. Well, some of those are not flashbacks. Some of those are retcons.
No, we
But
never saw
yeah,
it coming.
the the end of this movie reveals that all along Dr. Gordon was also an apprentice of Jigsaw, but not one where he was supposed to be making the traps, but he was just doing like medical stuff. So he like sewed a key behind someone's eye and like sewed someone's mouth shut. Let's
Yeah.
talk about this twist for a second. This twist happens, I'm not kidding, in the last like 5 minutes of Saw 3D. And we hadn't seen Larry Gordon all but between the end of Saw 1 and the beginning of Saw 3D, he was nowhere to be seen.
Which is kind of hilarious.
And then at the very end, they say it was him all along. There were these little breadcrumbs of like there might be another apprentice, or would they say like, oh, Hoffman, they make it seem like Hoffman did something, but actually it was Larry. What did Jigsaw tell Larry?
I don't know, I forgot.
Okay. So Jigsaw gave him a tape that said, I need you to look after Jill. And if something happens to her, I need you to do the right thing. And the right thing is put Hoffman in the bathroom trap and leave him to starve to death.
With Adam's corpse right there next to him.
We'll speak on that. And Zepp. Zepp is also in there. Um and then the movie's over. And then there weren't any Saw movies for like 7 years. What did you guys think?
'Twas horrible.
Okay.
Listen, I don't think it would have been a bad plan, but it kind of feels like they just needed to get some attraction later on, so they just kind of came up with whatever. Like it was never always the plan, if that makes sense. So it kind of felt whooped together.
It absolutely was. But like the idea, each Saw movie kind of has its own little twist thing. And I like the idea of Gordon being an apprentice. I like it a lot. I just needed like I kind of hoped that that would have been like the mid-movie twist, and then
Well,
we
you
could
Mhm.
have
need
gotten
OG too. Like they could have played on it so much better.
yeah, we could have had like 45 minutes of knowing he's an apprentice and learning about that and like why he became an apprentice. Like, does he think Jigsaw actually saved him? Does Jigsaw have something over him?
That's the
Because,
thing.
yeah, it's because Jigsaw says to Larry once he's out of the bathroom trap and he's cauterized his stump, he says, you've won your game because you've shown that you have the will to live. And he fits a prosthetic foot on him and he lets Larry go. And then presumably Larry does not tell anyone who Jigsaw is, but like, why?
No, literally.
Man, this man had someone hold your wife and daughter hostage.
He killed, well, the guy he had in his employment killed multiple police officers on the scene. And it just didn't come up that he'd seen the guy.
No.
Never came up in conversation, I guess.
Mm-mm. Um, because this, like, Ashley is absolutely right that this twist was just thrown together because they got Carrie Elwes back. I would love to ask Carrie Elwes, why the fuck did you do this movie?
Yeah. Like,
In
what
Saw
why?
7?
Because they let him be British this time. He didn't even have to fake it.
I wasn't even trying, man.
No.
How much money did they give you for fucking Saw 7, dude? Um, but let's talk about because I don't want to be here for literally 3 hours talking about this, but there's so many more things I want to talk about. First of all, just on again on Gordon being an apprentice and like having been working behind the scenes, like I feel like even though seven was supposed to be the end of the series, they did come back and they did kind of a prequel sequel with Jigsaw, and then they did kind of a sidequel with Spiral, and then there was Saw 10, which is supposed to happen between Saw 1 and 2. And they've never canonically gotten into why Gordon became an apprentice or like what his reasoning is, why he's such a fucking psychopath in the last 5 minutes of the movie. And I think one of the biggest questions left is he tells Adam, "Don't worry, I'm gonna come back for you." And then even though Adam, like we said earlier, he lost the key at the very beginning of his movie. And the reason is because another character called Amanda, who again died in the third movie, so don't worry about it. She was an apprentice of Gordon, and she carelessly put the key just in the bathtub instead of securing it like she was supposed to. And he loses his game basically instantly. Like there's
Oh
no other way for
no.
him to get out. Dr. Gordon says, "I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna come back for you." And then he doesn't. Fucks
Like,
up with
okay,
that.
the fuck is up with that, guys?
All of that eye contact and the foreheads touching, and he didn't even come back for him.
It's men are trash. That's all I'm gonna say. I as much as I would love to just sit here and break down scene by scene every single scene in every Saw movie, I'm not gonna do that. We ain't got time, and you know, no one actually wants to do that. So what we are gonna do, we have a little quiz here.
Oh
Um,
no.
I have a little quiz. It's just 6 questions, and I want to play a game.
Oh no.
This
I just
game is, does this happen in a Saw movie or did I make it up? So the first one is Amanda suffocates Adam and bonks his head.
well, Adam's already like dead in the I'm gonna say no.
I'm gonna say that's how she got him in the bathtub.
Yeah, I agree with
Oh shit.
So in Saw 3, Jigsaw punishes Amanda, says you did bad because she fucked up Adam's game and basically said, "You just killed him. You don't care about life. Fuck you." And for some reason, her trying to rectify the fact that she fucked over Adam was to go into the bathroom and kill him. So,
Okay.
canonically, the way Adam dies, and we'll get into this, the way Adam dies is she suffocates him with a plastic bag and bangs his head on the toilet until he dies.
That totally is redemption for her character. 100%.
And we'll don't let me end this episode without talking about Adam and whether or not he's alive, because we'll get into it. I swear.
Oh no.
Second statement. Someone is pushed into a pit of needles in order to retrieve a key.
I'm gonna say that happened because that sounds familiar.
I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, my instinct is no.
So in Saw 2, Amanda is pushed into a pit of needles in order to retrieve a key. This trap was designed for someone who had an addiction to drugs.
Oh my god.
Um, but she was pushed in to get the key, and yeah, so that happened. Um, the third statement, someone gets his head crushed by two giant blocks of ice.
I'm gonna say, you know, it'd be really fucked up if all of these actually happened. I'm gonna say yes.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with yes, because at this
Yeah.
point, who knows what's up this guy's sleeve?
So this happened in Saw 4, and the person who got his head crushed by two giant blocks of ice, Donnie Wahlberg.
What? He got his head smashed like brand new Wahlburgers
And
smashed
what was the
burgers.
reasoning? Wait, why was he in this saw trap?
So he was a detective in Saw 2, 3, and 4. He was also put in the bathroom trap. It's kind of complicated. Basically, Jigsaw had it set up to where he made Donnie Wahlberg think he needed to save his son from a trap that he thought was happening in the moment, but actually happened the day before, and he was just playing it like it was live. And all he asked Donnie Wahlberg to do was just sit and talk to him. And Donnie Wahlberg couldn't even do that. And so Donnie Wahlberg loses his game and he gets put in the bathroom trap, but then he tries to get out, but then he's hung up and he's like tap dancing on this block of ice and he's gonna get hung unless this other guy, it's a whole thing, but he gets his head crushed by two giant blocks of ice.
Getting hung and getting your head crushed by two giant blocks of ice is quite the jump.
I'll show it to you guys afterwards. It's a really funny scene.
Just tap dance to death
Yeah.
on ice.
Okay. Statement 4. Jigsaw survives one of his own traps using the power of friendship.
True.
At this point, I don't even know.
Yeah, I like to believe Jigsaw has a friend.
So this happens in Saw 10, which is the most recent Saw movie and probably last Saw movie. Um, he is put in one of his own traps.
Okay, but like,
With
is it like Tobin Bell's character, or is it
Yes.
just the fucking puppet?
No, no. Okay, no. Jigsaw and Billy the puppet are different entities. The puppet's
Yeah,
name is Billy.
but I do like to imagine that it's just Billy the puppet in there on his tricycle.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, fifth statement. A man performs a tracheotomy with a pen.
That's false. No. Wait. No. I'm gonna say false.
Isn't that what Nancy Drew does in the movie?
Yeah, that's what she does.
That's my girl.
Yeah.
Great
What?
movie. Anyway. That's gonna be my next birthday pick, low-key.
Nancy
with
Drew
Emma
performs a tracheotomy with a pen?
Yeah, that's Emma Roberts as Nancy Drew.
The fuck?
That's a great
My
movie.
brain goes for Tom Waits. Have you ever performed the tracheotomy with a ballpoint pen?
Okay,
Anyway, what's the answer?
so this happens in Saw 5.
God damn
and
it.
The man who performs he performs a tracheotomy on himself. I should have mentioned. On himself with a
Okay,
pen.
well in that case my answer changes automatically.
Luke from Gilmore Girls.
What?
Oh my god.
He he was in Saw 4 and 5. He was another detective.
What the hell?
And he gets crushed to death.
Damn, he did a tracheotomy with a pen for no goddamn.
It is probably the coolest scene in any Saw movie. And other than 7, 5 is just like an absolute slog to get through, but you have to watch it to
Okay.
get to 6, which is the best one.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
final statement. Are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid kills a man by pulling a lever, shouting, "You killed my father, you motherfucker," and activating a mechanism in which a man is injected with bleach.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna say that happened.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll say yeah. Going with the theme.
Well, you guys are wrong. Because in Saw 6, Roderick from Diary of a Wimpy Kid kills a man by pulling a lever, shouting, "You killed my father, you motherfucker," and activating a mechanism in which a man is injected with acid.
Oh
Oh,
my
Oh wow.
god.
So that concludes, did this happen in a Saw movie or did Sonny make it up? Now, I know we're pretty short on time here, but I do just want to say, if I wrote a Saw movie, Lee
Uh-huh.
Winnell, you're getting back in that bathroom because there are a lot of theories that suggest that Adam is still alive.
Oh shit.
Isn't it interesting? Isn't it a little bit funny that after the bathroom game, Jigsaw's like photography portfolio just like goes through the roof? He's got all of these pictures of all of his victims and all of this information about them. And who was a photographer?
Oh my god.
It was
Adam.
Adam. And then, isn't it just a little bit funny, a little silly, if you will, that Adam in the movie, he has his chain on his right foot, but his corpse in Saw 7 has it on his left foot.
Oh no.
Wouldn't that suggest perhaps the corpse is fake?
interesting.
So, here's what I think.
Okay.
Final Saw movie, for real. Gordon is jigsawing.
Okay.
The only person who can stop him is Adam, who comes out from whatever little cave he's been in, making Insidious 7. And he, Gordon, does not know that Adam is still alive. And he goes, "I'm so sorry I left you behind. But you have to understand, Jigsaw gave me this foot."
So I'm in debt to him for the rest of my life.
Yes, I lost my wife and my child, but I have
She
this
divorced
foot.
me.
She ditched his ass. And Adam is like, "Bitch, you left me behind." And he kills Gordon and says, "Game over." And then the door shuts, and it's the end of the Saw franchise.
Oh
Honestly, Sunny,
hell
let's go in the
yeah.
writer's room. Let's go.
Listen, the Saw movies are not above just bringing someone back to life.
They're about friendship.
They're about friendship and being gay. And I think that's beautiful. Um, I know that this was really kind of jumbled and I did a lot of yelling. Um, I fucking love these movies. I think they're so funny.
They are
I
very good. They are very good.
I I mean, I don't know, man. I like the first one a lot, and I like 6 a lot, but you can't really watch 6 without watching the rest of them. So, it's kind of
Okay.
this catch-22 of, like, watch 6, but you do need to know what happened in all of the other ones too.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um,
Well, are we committing ourselves to watching every single one now?
No.
Oh.
Next time I pick the movies, I promise we're gonna watch like Paddington Goes to the Movies. We're gonna watch something really low stakes. Um, because again, I know you guys are not really into movies like these, and I'm not into like super gory movies that are gory just to be gory, but these movies are so fucking funny.
Hell yeah.
I have to laugh at them. If if
They are very goofy.
they're so silly. And that's what life is all about, is finding the light in a Saw movie, is finding the good bits in shitty movies, and watching movies with your friends.
Yeah.
exactly.
Is there anything, I mean, I know I said I was gonna ask you guys what you thought happened in between Saw 1 and Saw 7. Um,
I think nothing happened actually.
I just
it's
think
kind
a
of like
lot of movies.
everything but nothing happened.
That's okay. No, I choose to believe that nothing happened for my own mental state. Because thinking about it too hard will probably hurt.
Yeah.
I think Billy the Puppet works too hard on that trike.
Mm-hmm.
I think
His
Billy the Puppet's my favorite part,
Him
honestly.
in that birdcage, rent free.
Yeah, that was the best one when he like slammed through the wall in the birdcage.
That was so beautiful though.
Do you want
Yeah,
to hear about the origin of Billy the Puppet?
Yeah,
Of
absolutely.
course.
I don't know if I'll keep this in, but I'll just tell you guys.
okay.
But Jigsaw and Jill, his wife,
Mhm.
were going to have a baby,
Oh shit.
and that baby was called Gideon, and he made Billy the Puppet for his son. But
What
then
the fuck? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Who's like, "I'm going to
Nightmare
make
fuel?
something so beautiful and precious for my child, and it's going to be the creepiest thing ever, and I'm gonna give it a tricycle just in case I decide to do any evil doing in the future, I will have." But also, how does he get the fucking puppet to cycle in? Like, is it remote controlled? What is he doing?
it's believed that Billy is remote controlled, because he doesn't seem to have any wires attached to him. But so he made this puppet for his beautiful son. But then one day, his wife, she works in like a rehab facility. She's leaving work, and this guy who is sadly addicted to drugs, like opens the door on her pregnant belly, and they lose the baby. And this is one of the events of Jigsaw feeling like people are not grateful for their lives or for the lives of others. And the guy who opened the door really hard on his wife's pregnant belly is one of his first victims. Um, he's put in like a chair, um, and he has to get through this like thing of knives strapped to his face. It's fucking weird. The trap completely falls apart, and then Jigsaw just pushes him into a pile of barbed wire.
Oh my
Real as
god.
hell.
Which is like, he's like, I've never killed anyone. Sounds like you fucking pushed that guy to his death.
What?
Um, and yeah, so that's the origin of Billy the Puppet, is he made it for his son who was killed, which led to his divorce. And so what happens is then Jigsaw tries to end his life by driving his car off a cliff or something. Or like into a wall, and he gets something stuck in his leg, and through like sheer willpower to live, he pulls the thing out of his leg, and he's like, wow, people are so ungrateful for their lives, and that's what makes him start doing the traps.
You know,
This is
hell
all
yeah.
revealed in like 5 flashbacks over like 3 movies.
My guy just needed some therapy.
Men
Homie was
will
yeah.
literally men will literally like engineer death traps for strangers to get into before going to therapy.
And I think that's beautiful.
Um, well, thanks for watching those with me. I love you guys. And
Yay.
It's a blast, Loki.
please like me after this.
Yeah.
Um, I promise in the next episode we're gonna talk about something that is not this. Yeah, I mean, any final thoughts, y'all, on Saw, or just what you think about me and
You didn't make us rewatch The Greenskeeper, so as far as I'm concerned, the friendship stands.
Yeah, agreed.
real? You know what's funny is the Greenskeeper came before the Saw movies, so if anyone was inspired,
I mean,
James
hell
Wan,
yeah.
James Wan, speak.
Speak up.
You have 24 hours to respond. Um, yeah, that's the end of that. That's the end of the birthday special. Um, and next time we're going to talk about something that's not this. We'll probably get back on theme to uh, whatever it is we fucking do here. Talk about movies or something? I don't know.
Yeah, we just
Um,
vibe at this point.
yeah, this is just, yeah. But thank you for listening. If you've listened all the way through, it's much appreciated. And we'll see you next time.
Yippee.
Thanks for listening
Yippee.
and happy birthday, Sunny.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.